Hi everyone, my name is Daniela and I would like to tell my story. I want to do this video in English because I feel that there's a lack of information about sterilizations in third world countries, and I think it's really important to talk about that. So I always been in female Catholic schools. Yeah, it was crazy, but I really met good people there. I just remember that at some point MTV 16 and Pregnant show was released when I was 14, and I always had a fear in the back of my head thinking, what if I get a teenage pregnancy? Like, this could happen to a lot of people. This is such a vulnerable age. And I was really scared. I was really scared for that. As soon as I could, I started to get birth control methods, such as an IUD. And I really thought that that was going to be something that adjusted good for my body, but it didn't. It was awful because I've been having these hurtful cramps and I had discomfort during sex. I really didn't feel comfortable with it. But at the same time, I used condoms and I thought, what if the IUD fails? And I've been always having that thought. So at some point I traveled abroad, and when I came back to Colombia, it was really weird because on one hand I had friends that had abortions, and on the other hand I had not close friends, but people I knew that had babies. So I just really didn't know what to think because everything was so confusing for me. So I was talking to my older sister, and she mentioned something that I was a no-mo. And I got really confused because I haven't heard about the term before. And she told me that it's a group of people that decide to be not mothers. I don't know, it was really shocking for me because I didn't know that A, that was possible, and B, it might sound naive, it might sound stupid. I didn't know that I had the choice to say, no, this is not for me. This is not how I picture my life in a few years or in the long term. So discovering that, I think it had a really huge impact on me. Okay, so when I was listening to a podcast, they mentioned tocophobia. So tocophobia means phobia of getting pregnant. I don't know at this point how much of a phobia it is for me, but I know for sure that it's a fear that I have, something a little bit irrational. I just don't want my body to face all those changes during the pregnancy and after the pregnancy. I just don't want that at all for my life or for my body. Every time that I had sex, I always had that fear at the back of my head. Even if I was on birth control, I always been thinking, like, what if I get pregnant? What if the condom breaks? I just really didn't want those overthinkings at all in the first place. And it was too much for me at some point to handle. So after I discovered this, I thought, okay, what is my next step? Like, I still need to find a new birth control method because my IUD is no longer working. I already took it off. It lasted 3 years. So I was looking online and I saw that there was a group of people, of really young people, that had sterilizations in Colombia, or they were just talking about it because they were thinking about getting one. Colombia has a law that says that everyone over the age of 18 can get sterilized. And I really think it's something amazing because there are a lot of people with different ages that want a sterilization, a vasectomy or tubal ligation. So I know as a fact that some people get the surgery denied because of the doctor's convictions. Sometimes they say, look, I think that you're too young, maybe you should have a kid and then come back. Other times they say, I think you haven't had enough kids, so come back when you have more and yeah, we'll talk. Okay, next. So I took my time, I thought about it and say, like, okay, let's go ahead with this. So I was really nervous when I booked the appointment with him because I didn't know if he was going to reject me or not. So I felt really relieved when he gave me his approval and I could start to do the paperwork in order to get the sterilization. So I just don't want to make this video too long, so I won't go into a lot of details about the surgery. But if you think that is something interesting, I can just do another video talking about it. So there are different ways to do a tubal ligation. Mine was called pomeroy, which consists in seal your fallopian tubes with heat. My plan in 2020 wasn't to get sterilized at all. My plan was to go to Colombia a little bit at the end of 2019, then spend holidays there, and then go to another country to live in. But it didn't happen. So we got stuck in a pandemic that was really awful. We all felt it that way. but I really think that that was the exact moment where I could go ahead with the procedure because I had time to heal without any hurries. It's been around 6 months since I did it. I did it on December 5th, 2020, and I just really feel comfortable with what I chose. I just know for sure that this is what's best for me, this is what's best for my body, and also I'm still a little bit of afraid that the surgery might not have worked. There's no way to know if it worked or not. That's what my doctor told me. It's like, you just hope it worked and that's it. So for every 200 women with that surgery, one can get pregnant. So I still use condoms because I'm afraid of STDs. So my advice for you will be, even if you're thinking about it or if you're not, please get a doctor that you feel comfortable with. It's really important to know that you trust your doctor and that you can share every information with them. It's really good to express yourself. It's really good to share your thoughts and opinions towards your own body without you feeling rejected by saying them. So I know a lot of you have different topics in the matter and I would love to read them. Thank you and goodbye.